You don't get a second run at your 20s. Right now, you might be drifting through school, a job you don't care about, late-night scrolling, cheap dopamine, and relationships that never go anywhere. Deep down, you know this isn't it. You know you're capable of more, but you have no clear path, no rules, and no one telling you the truth. In this video, you're going to hear the kind of rules most young men never get from their fathers, teachers, or friends. These ideas were made famous by Jordan Peterson, but here you'll hear them in simple, practical steps you can actually use in your life. If you apply even one of these rules this week, your life will start to move in a very different direction. Jordan Peterson became famous because he told young people something they weren't hearing anywhere else. Your life is your responsibility, and if you avoid that fact, you will suffer for it. He talks about meaning, discipline, and the cost of drifting through life without a purpose. Men around the world, especially young men, connected with his message because it sounded like a wake-up call, not a lullaby. Modern life in the US makes it easy to stay weak. You can distract yourself 24/7 with your phone, junk food, casual hookups, endless entertainment, and a job that just barely pays the bills. No one forces you to grow up, but there is always a price. Anxiety, depression, loneliness, and the feeling that you're wasting your potential. This video is not about worshiping Peterson as a person. It's about extracting the core lessons behind his talks and turning them into 5 clear rules you can apply right now. You'll see what each rule means, how it plays out in real life for a young American man, and one simple action step you can take this week to start moving from passive to responsible, from drifting to directed. Rule 1. Take responsibility for one thing every day. If you don't choose responsibility, chaos chooses you. When you avoid duties like cleaning your room, answering emails, paying bills, or fixing your health, problems pile up. Your brain knows you're running away. That creates stress and shame. On the other hand, when you take on small responsibilities and follow through, you send yourself a powerful message. I am someone who can handle life. That builds confidence and reduces anxiety. Imagine a 22-year-old guy in the US living with roommates. His room is a mess. His bank account is disorganized. He shows up late to work, and he eats whatever is cheap. Every day feels like he's barely keeping up. He thinks his problem is bad luck or a bad boss. In reality, his problem is avoidance. The moment he decides, I'm going to fix one small thing each day, the direction of his life starts to change. Action step for this week. Pick one responsibility you've been avoiding. Cleaning your room, organizing your finances, fixing your resume, or booking that doctor's appointment. Do it today, completely, without excuses. Then repeat with a new task tomorrow. Track these wins in a notes app so you can see your discipline growing. Rule 2. Tell yourself the truth, especially when it hurts. You can't fix a life you're lying about. Denial gives short-term comfort but long-term damage. When you lie to yourself about your habits, like, I don't drink that much, or I can focus just fine, or she'll come back eventually, you avoid pain right now, but you also avoid growth. Truth is the foundation of a meaningful life. If you refuse to see what's real, you can't take real responsibility. Picture a college student who insists he's trying his best, but he plays video games 5 hours a day, scrolls on his phone in lectures, and submits assignments at the last minute. He tells himself the class is just too hard, or the professor is unfair. Deep down, he knows he's lying. The day he admits, I am the problem, is painful, but it's the first day he can actually change. Action step for this week. Take 15 minutes alone. Open your notes app and write 3 sentences, starting with, the truth is, for example, the truth is I waste most of my free time. The truth is I'm scared to be alone, so I stay in bad relationships. Don't edit. Don't justify. Just tell the truth to yourself. Then choose one truth you're willing to act on. Rule 3. Aim at something worth suffering for. If your goal is weak, you will be too. Human beings can endure a lot of pain if they believe it matters. Without a meaningful aim, suffering feels pointless. That's when people slide into nihilism, addiction, and apathy. A strong, meaningful aim, something bigger than comfort, gives your life structure and makes everyday struggles tolerable. Think of a 25-year-old working a random retail job. He hates it, but he has no bigger plan, so he spends his weekends partying and his weekdays complaining. Now imagine the same guy decides, in 3 years, I want to be a licensed electrician, or I want to build a freelance design business, or I want to get in shape and run a half marathon. Suddenly, the boring job becomes fuel, a temporary step to fund his bigger aim. The suffering hasn't disappeared, but now it has a purpose. Action step for this week. Choose one medium-term aim, something you'd be proud to achieve in 2 to 3 years. It could be in your career, your fitness, a skill, or a personal project. Write it in one clear sentence. Then list 3 small steps you can take in the next 7 days toward that aim, like researching programs, emailing someone for advice, or starting a simple practice routine. Rule 4. Become competent before you demand respect. Respect is not a right. It's a side effect of competence. People trust and respect those who reliably solve problems. If you're late, unprepared, lazy, and always making excuses, people may feel sorry for you, but they won't truly respect you. Many young men today feel invisible or disrespected by bosses, by women, by society, but they skip the brutal question, am I actually good at anything that matters? Imagine a young man in an entry-level office job. He complains that his manager doesn't value him, but he shows up right on time or a little late, scrolls on his phone, and does the minimum. Another guy in the same role comes 10 minutes early, learns the software deeply, asks smart questions, and quietly fixes problems before they explode. After a year, who gets the promotion? Competence beats complaining every time. Action step for this week. Identify one area of your life where you're currently average or worse. Your job, your studies, your fitness, or a particular skill. For the next 7 days, commit to 30 minutes a day of focused practice or improvement in that one area. No multitasking, no distractions. Track what you did each day. Competence is built in small, boring, consistent blocks. Rule 5. Carry yourself like someone who matters. Your body teaches your mind how to feel. When you slouch, avoid eye contact, and move like you're trying to disappear, you send a message to yourself and to others. I don't matter. Over time, that becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. On the other hand, when you stand up straight, look people in the eye, and speak clearly, you signal to your nervous system that you're willing to be seen. That builds confidence from the outside in. Picture a guy walking into a college classroom, head down, shoulders rounded, hoodie up, earbuds in. He sits at the back and never speaks. People often ignore him, not because he's worthless, but because he's broadcasting, "Leave me alone." Now imagine the same guy decides to sit closer to the front, stands up straight, looks up when he walks, and asks one question per class. Same person, same intelligence, completely different signal. Action step for this week. For the next 7 days, practice this simple rule in every public space. Shoulders back, chest slightly open, eyes up, not glued to your phone. When someone talks to you, pause the urge to mumble. Instead, speak clearly in complete sentences. It will feel uncomfortable at first. That's okay. You're training your body to stop acting like you're invisible. You don't need 100 rules to change your life. You need a few serious ones that you actually live by. Take responsibility for one thing every day. Tell yourself the truth, especially when it hurts. Aim at something worth suffering for, so your pain has a purpose. Become competent, not just opinionated. And carry yourself like someone who matters, even before you fully believe it. These ideas echo through Jordan Peterson's talks, but they only mean something if you put them into action. Here's your challenge. Pick just one rule from this video and live it, deliberately, for the next 7 days. Don't just think about it. Don't just nod along. Choose a rule, write down your action step, and start today, not tomorrow, not when you feel ready. If you want more videos that turn big, complex rules for life into simple, practical steps for young men in the US. Hit subscribe, turn on notifications, and tell in the comments which rule hit you the hardest. This is your life. No one is coming to save you. But with the right rules, you can learn to save yourself.